what sets Bugatti apart from other car brands? Ettore Bugatti didn't just design and construct cars. He brought them to life with passion. His creative ideas grew into groundbreaking projects that went on to outdo some of the most renowned automobiles on Europe's racing tracks. While other manufacturers focused on engineering and mechanics, Bugatti infused his creations with a unique blend of artistry and performance, making his cars not just machines, but masterpieces. With that being said, let's take you all through the journey of Bugatti's evolution. The story of Bugatti isn't about financial struggles or expanding across the globe with sales outlets and factories. It's about a rebellious visionary, a young genius from a line of artists and craftsmen. Born in Milan, Italy in 1881, Ettore Bugatti was the son of Carlo Bugatti, a talented painter, silversmith, sculptor, and woodcarver. As a teenager, Ettore was sent to study sculpture at the Brera Art Academy, but soon he found his true passion in automobiles. At just 17, he decided to become an engineer. Within a year, he designed and built a three-wheeled vehicle powered by 2 engines. Though small, Ettore's prototype swept the local races, winning 8 out of 10 events. Encouraged by his tricycle success, he entered the Paris to Bordeaux race and finished 3rd. Ettore returned to Milan thrilled and determined to keep building cars. By 19, Ettore had built his first real car. For the early 1900s, it was ahead of its time, featuring a 4-speed gearbox, a 4-cylinder overhead valve engine, and several engineering innovations that only a gifted mind could develop. In 1901, Ettore Bugatti introduced his first car, the Type 2, at a big exhibition in Milan. With the help from the Gullinelli brothers, it even won an award from the French Automobile Club. But when one of the Gullinelli brothers passed away, the project was delayed. Eventually, they sold the rights to Dietrich and Niederborn, Alsace. Since Ettore was under 21, his dad had to sign the contract on his behalf. Bugatti's first car was built in 1903. It was a chain-driven car, an improved version of the Gullinelli model, featuring a 12.9-liter engine and a tubular frame chassis designed to circulate coolant. However, Dietrich wasn't happy with Bugatti focusing on race cars and ended his contract. After that, Bugatti designed a car with a 4-cylinder engine for Emil Mathis in Strasbourg. Unfortunately, he quickly fell out with Mathis too. In 1906, he created another 50 PS car on his own and offered it to the Deutz gas engine factory in July 1907. Deutz agreed to produce it under license, and Bugatti became the head of their production division in Cologne. Meanwhile, Ettore was secretly working on his first small pur sang, the Type 10, in his home basement in Mülheim, Cologne. In 1909, Jean Bugatti was born. Jean took over from his father Ettore as the head of Bugatti and designed many iconic models, like the groundbreaking Type 57S Atlantic. Starting in 1935, he also led the Bugatti racing team and did the test drives himself. Also in 1909, Bugatti founded his own company in an old dye works in Molsheim, Alsace, thanks to support from Pierre de Vizcaya. He secured a loan from Darmstadter Bank to build 10 cars and 5 airplane engines. Bugatti developed his first pure sang car, the Type 10. It had a 4-cylinder engine with a 1.3-liter displacement and weighed only 500 kilograms. That year, the first machinery arrived at the Molsheim factory, and they started producing the 8-valve car. Bugatti's longtime assistant, Friedrich, began racing the early prototypes. The Type 10 was produced until 1914. In 1911, Ernest Friedrich, Ettore Bugatti's right-hand man and factory racing driver, competed in the French Grand Prix for the first time and finished second. This was the only circuit race Bugatti entered before World War I. Friedrich achieved this impressive result with an 8-valve Type 13, beating many competitors with much larger engines. The Type 18, with a 4-cylinder, 5-liter engine and chain drive, was owned by the famous French fighter pilot Roland Garros, who could drive at around 160 kilometers an hour. The Bébé, launched in 1913 and developed by Bugatti, was a small 4-cylinder car manufactured under license by Peugeot. It became a huge success, with several thousand units made by 1916. The 16-valve engine of the Type 13 was developed before World War I, and production resumed in 1919. Various versions with different chassis lengths were produced until 1926, including the Types 15, 17, 22, and 23. The car was nicknamed Brescia, after spectacularly winning the top 4 spots there. On August 29, 1920, the Type 13 won Bugatti's first major race at the Grand Prix de la Sarthe in Le Mans. The Type 28, built as a prototype in 1921, paved the way for future Bugatti developments, especially the 3-liter 8-cylinder engine. The upgraded Type 13 with 16 valves dominated the 1921 racing season. The Type 30, Bugatti's first touring car, was produced and sold between 1922 and 1926, suitable for both roads and racetracks. After that, Bugatti entered revolutionary-looking race cars in the 1923 French Grand Prix in Tours, using a wing-shaped cross-section and a short wheelbase. The Tank, with an upgraded 8-cylinder engine, finished third. Production began on the successful Type 35 race car, featuring the iconic horseshoe radiator grille and spoked aluminum wheels. The Type 35 achieved over 2,000 racing victories over nearly 10 years, making it the most successful race car of all time. The Type 37, with a 4-cylinder engine, succeeded the 1.5-liter Brescia. The Type 40, a small 4-cylinder car, became one of Bugatti's most successful models, with around 800 units made. The Type 43, inspired by the Type 35, had a grand sport body and a spacious interior. The Type 44, launched in 1927, became Bugatti's most successful 8-cylinder model. The Type 50, launched in 1930, featured a 4.9-liter compressor engine with 2 overhead camshafts and 2 diagonal valves. In 1947, Ettore Bugatti died at 66. His heirs appointed Pier Marco as the new managing director, producing a small series based on the Type 57, renamed the Type 101. Bugatti ceased production, having made approximately 7,900 cars in 47 years. Hispano Suiza, later renamed Messier Bugatti, bought the company and continued producing aviation components. The EB110, unveiled in 1991 for Ettore Bugatti's 110th birthday, featured a 12-cylinder engine with 4 turbochargers and 4-wheel drive, with about 140 units made. From the turn of the millennium to recent years, Bugatti's continued to push the boundaries of automotive excellence. Starting in 2000 with the unveiling of the EB164 Veyron, a sleek study boasting an 8-liter, 16-cylinder engine named after French racing driver Pierre Veyron. The following year at the Frankfurt IAA, Bugatti stunned enthusiasts with the Veyron 16.4 concept, featuring a mind-blowing 1,001 PS, 4 turbochargers, and enough torque to make any speed aficionado's heart race. This marked the decision to launch a series production of the Veyron, setting the stage for automotive history. By 2005, Bugatti had completed the Atelier, a state-of-the-art production facility in Molsheim, France, where each Veyron would be meticulously crafted. This move ensured that the legacy of precision and craftsmanship started by Ettore Bugatti himself would continue. Later in 2018, Bugatti introduced the Divo at an exclusive event in Monterey, California, showcasing their ongoing commitment to innovation and performance. Then, in 2019, Bugatti celebrated its 110th anniversary with the unveiling of La Voiture Noire, a one-off masterpiece paying homage to the iconic Type 57 SC Atlantic. In 2020, Bugatti introduced the Chiron Pure Sport, emphasizing pure driving pleasure and agility, while 2021 saw the debut of the Chiron Super Sport, redefining the Grand Tourer experience with unparalleled performance and comfort. Most recently, Bugatti joined forces with Rimac and Porsche in a historic joint venture, combining heritage with cutting-edge innovation to shape the future of automotive excellence. This alliance promises to drive Bugatti's legacy forward into a new era of technological prowess and unmatched luxury. And that's all for today. I'm hoping the journey of Bugatti's excellence amazes you as much as it amazes me.